Hi, Joaquin.
Hola, Sister Pat.
Hola. Well, it was a long night.
Oh, it was.
Oh, my word.
Yes, it was. Hello, everyone.
Oh, hi,
Hello.
Andrea.
How are you doing today?
Doing.
Doing
Trying to survive after last night.
well. It was a good information. We at least know where we stand. We
True.
know what we have to do and know that the challenge is before us.
Definitely.
All things are possible.
I agree.
Yes. So did you all get your minutes? I thought they
Y-
came with the attachment
Yes.
and you have those August. Mhm.
Yes. I just have a little correction on my name spelling.
It is incorrect
Yeah.
on your web
Yeah,
or
in the
in
minutes. On the roll call for the pre-meeting and then on the last paragraph on the regular meeting. They put a
oh, the
E
ET.
instead of an A.
It's
Yeah,
a ET. Okay.
yeah. So,
That was me.
oh, okay. I'll
That was
slip
me.
it up.
All right. We got that straight. I'll correct it in the
Yeah, no problem. But it should be accurate.
because most people put an R in my Bernard. So
Oh yeah, right, right.
we'll get that straightened out. We do have two people that will probably be late. Lindsay is one,
Okay.
and um, Baron. He's just getting out of school at 5:30. He will
Oh, the
be
poor guy.
if he can. So we moved it to 5:30, and it's good that we did. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to get done, and we will get it all accomplished. So as soon as we get all the members on, we will open up the meeting. So we have a couple minutes left. Okay.
Okay.
Actually,
I just sent a message
we're
to
1 minute
D'Angelo.
5:30. Say that again.
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Commissioner Ramos.
I just contacted D'Angelo.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything back, but hopefully we'll see him soon.
Okay. So we're waiting for the mayor as well, and we're
And there's
waiting.
Ashley. Hi,
Yeah.
Ashley.
So you
Hi.
can see each other, and I can't see but one at a
Oh,
time.
there's Lindsay.
There we are. Okay. There's the four of us. So we're waiting for the mayor and also for um, Commissioners Carter and D'Angelo. Boom.
Yep.
So did everybody get the minutes from July? We haven't, we will have to address that next month.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get February at all. I've asked all around, and so we're gonna have to put something together just to say we have something. So I'm trying to
Gosh.
get all the notes I can to get that accomplished. Do anyone have any questions that I can answer before the meeting?
I think
What
so.
minutes did you say besides the August ones?
Remember, we did not approve of the February or the July. August, we will have
Okay.
our
Yeah, I do have the
secretary
August
and
minutes.
our pro tem secretary took care of that, and we sent that out to you for you to look it over. And the corrections that we needed to make for Commissioner Harvett is
Right.
going to be done, and that was the VET instead of VAT.
Correct.
Mhm.
Hi, D'Angelo.
Hi, D'Angelo.
Okay.
Hello,
You
everyone.
survived. You survived
Oh,
last night. We all did.
Yeah.
Well, just
Lordy.
remember, we're doing good. Okay, I'm calling the meeting to order at 5:33. And this is going to be a very good time. We're going to ask you all to consider changing some items on our agenda tonight. But before we do that, I'm going to ask our Secretary Pro Tem if she would do the roll call.
All right. We got 5:33 is Mayor Heath is not here yet. Commissioner Bernard,
Present.
Commissioner Brown,
Present.
Commissioner Patton is here but muted. Ma'am. Commissioner Cavazos Frank is here. Commissioner Boone,
Here.
Commissioner Barron is not here yet. Commissioner
excused.
Carter
It's not here yet. Oh.
and Commissioner Harvat.
Here.
So we-
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 present.
All right. So we're going to go on with the meeting and they can catch up with us and we can fill them in a little bit later. All right. So the business that we're going to be taking care of today was quite a long list. And so what I would like us to do is to table items 1, 2, and 3 and put them off until a later date. We don't want to say which month, but later date. And I need just, all I need is an agreement to do that. Apparently, we don't need to vote on every single item. So we just need to have a quorum agreement. So if you would like to say that you agree, please say that you do when she calls your name. You don't have to have a motion of agreement. So items 1, 2, and 3 is the transportation, the brochure, which we will deal with and the color later, and the review of the bylaws. So Tim, if you would do a roll call.
So we'll start with Commissioner Bernard,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramos,
Yes.
Commissioner Patton,
Yes.
Commissioner Frank, yes. Commissioner Boone, Commissioner Barron is not present, Commissioner Carter is not present.
We can't hear you.
Commissioner Harvat,
Yes.
do I need to say the ones that aren't present or just skip over those ones?
No, skip over them right now. Mhm. Okay, we do have a quorum. Did you say Commissioner Boone?
Yep, he agreed.
Okay, all right. All right, so we have an agreement that we will table items 1, 2, and 3. So instead of going to 4, I would like us to start with 5 and then come back to 4, since that's going to be our longest conversation piece. Number 4, and that's talking about the homeless in the park and tents and the items that are going to be included in our biggest conversation. So with item number 5, we want to update on the information for our October and November event. So I can tell you about October, when we're talking about having the event with the NAACP, Jeanette Hennigan. She has explained to me today that they have not finalized everything. It will be in October, but they don't have the exact date right now. So I told her we're still on board if that's in agreement with all of us to let us know. And it won't be on our day of our commission night. If it is, then we will have to make a decision whether we're going to be a part of that. It's supposed to be a Zoom meeting. And she's waiting on some of the candidates to get back with her and whether they're going to be on. One of the candidates said that they are not willing to be on a Zoom meeting. So they don't want to do a debate that way. So, or a conversation that way. So we will have a better update later. And as soon as I have more information, I definitely will pass it on to you, and I will email each of you and also contact you if I can't get an agreement by email. Okay? Is that all right? For October. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? Anyone? Okay, hearing none, then we'll go to November. And I'd like our Secretary Pro Tem, Commissioner Frank, if she would tell us what's the update on the November event for the police and law enforcement.
Okay. I have been in contact with Chief Emmerich. So he gave me 2 names of officers that are going to be on board. So we'll have 3 from the police department that want to participate, are enthusiastic about participating, I should say that. I told them that maybe come up with some questions that they might have or something like that, just so it promotes more of like a dialogue, like a back and forth, so it's not just one-sided conversation asking questions. I did reach out to the sheriff just today, and he answered me just today I gave him the date and the time, and he said, I will be there with an exclamation point. So he is up for participating too. I'll talk with him a little bit more about maybe having a couple deputies come with him, just so we're talking to the parole or the patrol officers as well. Like the guys that are boots on the ground kind of a thing that we see every day. Because everyone talks to the chief and the sheriff and stuff, but it'd be nice to have a conversation with, the guys that are in the neighborhoods and talking to people every day. So they're all for it, and I'm going to keep in communications with them, and we just have to touch base with the community folks and the youth and start coming up with some like the focus questions that we're thinking.
Okay.
Like what kind of questions we want to come to them with, what kind of issues and conversation are we looking to have specifically, kind of a thing. So everyone wants to play, so we just need to come up with the questions.
Okay, give us the date and the time that we planned.
November
That was
19th,
approved by the chief.
November 19th at 6 p.m. tentatively.
The 19th.
Yep, November 19th. That's a Thursday, I believe.
Yes, it's a Thursday.
Yep.
At 6 p.m.
Yep,
At 6
p.m.
p.m. That's the date we're working with.
Okay.
So that's the confirmed one. Mayor, is that a good date for you? Okay.
Yes, sorry, I was caught in another meeting that ran long, so yes, that
That's
worked.
okay. We're glad to have you when you get here. We appreciate you so much. All right, so we actually have dealt with almost everything. If there's any questions about update on programming and everything in our minutes, we actually for the pre-meeting, you went through it. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that's in those minutes, please let me know and we can address those. We don't have to, we don't have everybody here, so I didn't want to vote on them until everybody is here and say that they've read them. Is that all right? Okay. All right, so our next business, then we will move into number 4, which is homeless, parks and tents. How can we help? And the ordinance passed. And so the mayor and also Commissioner Gatz is on. They were the ones voting on it on last night. So if you all have any questions or concerns, we can address them at this time. But before we do, Mayor, you have, and Commissioner, we have asked you all, we will ask you all to explain exactly what it is that you've assigned to the HRC.
So what it is I met, and I know they really want, I don't see them on here. That's what I was actually looking for. They didn't know if they could make it tonight. Yeah, I don't see them on here. They didn't know if they could make it tonight, but I know that Housing Help of Lenawee really wants to work hand in hand with the HRC. They've already reached out to me today. I had a long meeting with them on Friday, throwing around, you know, they have a lot of ideas. Housing Help of Lenawee is who comes in and, you know, helps when there's housing needs. And I did discuss this a little bit last night in the meeting, but they have already spent $48,000 in hotel rooms since March because of the pandemic, for Housing Help. And their fiscal year budget is not even like, it's shy of 20,000. They've gone over double of their regular fiscal year budget, but they will reach out. They will find ways. They really are resourceful, and they are very excited. They reached out to me today. They are so excited to meet with us and with the HRC and, you know, come up with some ideas and some housing needs. One thing that's very passionate as well throughout speaking, not just only with Housing Help, but others, is, you know, there is a serious lack of mental health help right now for anyone. It's not a homeless issue. That's an issue in general. I have a friend that works at Community Mental Health, and they've just been very limited, and a lot of it is telehealth. And okay, let's be real, telehealth, who has internet if you're homeless? Probably you don't. So how are you supposed to do telehealth? Like it's virtually impossible. And do people even feel truly comfortable doing telehealth? I don't. Personally, I don't think I could do telehealth for mental health help. That would make me nervous, I think, or make me not feel as comfortable. So, you know, they don't have an idea yet on how to bridge that gap, but they said there's definitely
I have
an issue there. And the other thing is substance abuse. Like that is, that there's just not, and I've had several people in my office recently very concerned that there's just no resources and no help. I just had somebody in my office that was concerned about their worker for their company. They said they took them to the hospital. They could tell that they were, you know, strung out at the job. They took them, and Bixby basically said, well, there's nothing we can do, and released them. And they said, there's really nothing here for recovery or for help. And that individual might be one that will be very passionate also on serving on this concerned citizens group that works alongside with the HRC, because so these are like 3 definite needs going on that do correlate with homeless. I mean, they're also bigger picture, because obviously the housing, the mental health, the substance abuse, that's a full picture. That's not just homeless, but it's a greater need right now with the homeless because of the fact that mental health is telehealth, and obviously housing needs. And they have some thoughts. They've been approached at Housing Help by a few churches already that are saying, can we, you know, do like a shelter at some point, like within our premises, even if it's outside. And, you know, these are things that I know that Clint Brugger was discussing with me. He was there at the Housing Help of Lenawee meeting with me, and he's been being contacted by some of that. And he wants to be very involved, as well as Elizabeth Solero, I don't know how you say her last name, but from Housing Help of Lenawee. So, I mean, I think you put it out there. Concerned citizens, like, you need to do it, I think, like a town hall, and like bring them in, because I don't want to limit it to just certain people. Like, this needs to be anybody that wants to voice, you know, a thought, an opinion, but you're looking at solutions, like what can we do? And maybe you're going to have church pastors in that group, you know, and I mean, we really need to advertise this and really bring this in. But also those advocacy centers, you know, the Housing Help of Lenawee, other resources like that, I think we need to maybe invite them as opposed to just knowing that, assuming they're going to know about it and expect them to be there. So I'll stop talking, but that was the basic gist of, one thing Housing Help of Lenawee said is there just needs to be collaboration and all of us working together and communication. And the one beautiful thing that the HRC is this beautiful bridge. People see the city government, right? That's just how they see it. City Hall. It doesn't matter. They see the staff at City Hall it's just like some people are very freaked out by City Hall. They really are. And they see it up here. So maybe they're afraid to come in. We're that bridge to bring that together. I really do see that, and to be that communication piece for the community, and to, and we're working for change for everyone, and to be that bridge between that. So.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to have Commissioner Gatz, even though you're on public speaking part, can you weigh in on what you exactly said on last night?
You can ask them. It's okay. It doesn't matter if it's public comment, because if you're asking somebody to speak on a certain matter, you can do that. You're fine.
Yes, and I wanted Commissioner Gatz to also speak on it, because he was the one that introduced the desire to have the HRC actually be a part of this, and his wording is what I was interested, so each member would know exactly what the target information was. That you've explained it all, but he gave the exact wording that told us exactly how we fit as a community group. Commissioner?
Yes, Madam Chairman. I'm an old man with a bad memory, so I'm not sure I can tell you exactly what I said last night.
Okay.
But I will tell you, the mayor and I had discussed this previously, previous to the meeting, because first of all, we knew the kinds of comments we were going to get, or at least believed that we did, and that turned out to be true. But we recognize exactly what the mayor just said. We have this shortage of services in the community that, for a whole lot of things. I mean, the mayor touched on them. Was it was whether mental health or drug rehab, or the homelessness issue. And I would hope that many would agree that first of all, we do have a shortage of shelter for the homeless. We also have members of the homeless community that don't want to use any shelters. I mean, they're perfectly happy being homeless. I mean, I don't know if they're happy being homeless, but they're happy not being in a shelter. So there's that. But even that being the case, they need services, whether it's a shelter or it's any other kind of thing. So the frustration that I had, and I shared with them, before the meeting, was that there's nobody working on finding solutions to the problem.
Exactly.
And so my thought of it was, government needs to be involved in helping find the solutions.
Yes.
But government isn't the solution. We can't be the provider of everything. And that's where the difficulty lies. But we haven't had anybody actually at the city level working on solutions. So I look around and say, okay, the city commission, with all the stuff that we have to take care of, and sometimes you guys don't even see everything that we have to deal with. We're not equipped to go out and search for solutions. But my feeling was that we have a human relations commission whose charter, if not anything else, should be helping us find solutions to any kind of human relations problem we've got. I can't imagine that we have a bigger one than we're facing right now in this area, and it has to be dealt with. So we got the HRC, and my feeling was, you guys have got the horsepower. you've got the ability, you've got the people, you've got people here that know what the problem is, and you know where some of the potential resources are and who to talk to try to solve some of the problems. You're not going to solve them. I don't expect that. But what I would like is for the HRC to come back after, looking at what's going on and talking to the service providers in the city, then, come back with to the commission, basically with recommendations and proposals of here's what we can do to help. I mean, Commissioner Ramos, I'm going to tell you, we're not going to build apartments. At least, I mean, that's as much as we would love to do that. We're probably not going to build apartments or houses. But that's not the be all and end all. There's so many other things that we can do. And we need to figure out what those things are. And the only way, I mean, my experience that nobody ever likes to hear about, my experience is business experience that, when you get a group together and you start exchanging ideas and you start thinking about things, you come up with potential solutions. You don't come up with just one, you come up with a number of them, and that discussion and that you have with one another, with the service providers, there are going to be proposals and potential solutions come to the top, and those you need to bring forward. The mayor doesn't even know what I'm going to say now, which is, excuse me, usually pretty dangerous. But I had a discussion this morning with another commissioner, and I will have that with more commissioners. But my comment or discussion was along the lines of, in order to expect the HRC to take on this task, we need to allocate some money. We need you need to have a serious budget. And I'm not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you need more than $1,000 you got right now. I mean, so that, I mean, that's totally ridiculous. Yes. So, and the commissioner I spoke with was agreeable that yes, if we're asking the HRC to take on this task, then yes, we need to support them monetarily and financially. But the other comment was, we need to know what the plan is. We need to know what are you going to do, how you're going to go about it, and what do you need the money for, and how much money do you think you need? So we've got something serious to consider. We're not just going to, write a check and say, here's 10 grand, go out and spend it. Right. We need to know how it's going to be spent, or at least what you think you need and what you would use it for. Again, I think that's the approach. And I just, want to share something just on a personal note. I did say it last night during commissioner comments. We had a number of people accusing everybody on the commission of lacking compassion. And every one of us said that's not true. I don't know that I can speak for every commissioner that, that participated in the last night's meeting, but I did say publicly that I knew a lot of people that were on that meeting last night who were listening in, who were making comments. Some of those people are here tonight. And you know me, you know what I stand for. And if you believe I lack compassion, that is very hurtful. And I don't. Last night was a very difficult situation. It was a very difficult situation to deal with. We made the decision we did, but my comments last night about the HRC is we heard everyone saying that we need to find solutions. So that's what we want to do. Those are my comments.
And Commissioner Gauss and I talked early this morning about,
yes, Mayor.
I'm not the commissioner he talked to about that, because Commissioner Gauss and I were already in agreement that we had actually been discussing it this morning, that we need to try to get, more money. So I was at City Hall this afternoon, and, the one thing that came up, and I know this came up before when the budget unfortunately got cut a little bit, and that was because of COVID, and a lot of budgets got cut. is that if, that was what was expressed to me. If we can come forth with, we have this idea of what we can do and this solution and this alternative, and this is exactly what we need the money for to work alongside Housing Help of Lenawee or Share the Warmth or whoever it is that we're working with, okay? Like we're gonna, this group, and we're gonna do this, and these are exactly what, the plans are. Plans don't always go as planned, we know that, but at least if you have it very laid out and we have it very detailed, then we can present that. And the one thing I know that got said before, even back in like January when we were looking at the budget, and I went into a budget meeting with Italy and myself and finance director, is that, well, ask for budget for more tangible things, not necessarily just programming, because that's kind of what a lot of what we were asking for at the time. It tended to be events and programming, and not saying those aren't important. And that's why we still did get a budget. Like we fought to get that budget. One thought I brought it up with Commissioner Gauss this morning in a conversation is, maybe we get, I feel like we would have a lot of push in the right direction if maybe we can get a Country National Bank or a First Fed or a like they did before when they gave us money to get us going back when that started. Maybe we could say we got this amount of money, can the city match it? The city's done things like that before. We just did that on the Kiwanis Trail extension. That didn't come out of general fund, mind you, but that was the same thing. Everybody's going to put this much in. Kiwanis is going to put this much in. Would you match that? I feel like, and that's something I'm very willing to do once we start to figure out a plan, is go out and ask for that. And I feel like if we can get that collaboration as well of some of the monetary resources in our area, and we can get that, then we can show, hey, we're not just relying on you to find money in the budget, but you need to make money. Like this is important. And that's what, that Commissioner Gauss and I talked about, that there needs to be more than that. So we need that tangible plan, but I think we can even supplement it and get even more by going that route. So.
Okay, good. So, commissioners, HRC commissioners, this is what we are assigned to do. And this is the general information that I received on last night. And the thoughts that we're hearing tonight is to work with the community and groups and individuals to find ways to assist the city with people who are having issues outlined in the the city commission meeting on last night. In the area of homeless and housing, substance abuse, mental health. These are the three areas that they have addressed to us to deal with, along with a report that we will go and give to them about our findings and the feasibility of options. And these are the areas of concern that we will approach all of the agencies that are necessary to assist us, and any group that we can find in the community that would like to be partners with us. The mayor has put in the money issue, the commissioner put in the money issue, and those are the things that we need to come up with. So what I am hoping we will do is have a discussion with each person here tonight. We still have plenty of time to finalize this and get it on the ground. And run with it, because some of you are already working in these areas. You see the deficit and you also see the need. And so what we are being charged with is to come together and find solutions. Now, we will not have every solution that is necessary to change everyone's life, but I guarantee you, with the people that are on this commission, the HRC, we will make a difference. And I believe that all of us will take this challenge that the commission has given to us, and we will run with it, because some of us deal with it every single day. And if you're not dealing with it, please let me know the area that you would like to work with. Would you like to stay in dealing with the homeless and housing issue? Or would you like to deal with those that are dealing with drug and substance abuse? Because we have a lot of factories around here that are selling marijuana, and some of those issues are beyond just the smoking or buying of the product, because remember, we have people that are acting out in other ways. We don't know the outline issues that everyone is going to have with substance abuse. So that means we have to deal with agencies and groups that are already dealing with that, and maybe even include and institute even another group dealing with the people that are homeless or people that are not trusting, because we had a few people on last night that say they work with a lot of people dealing with abuse, and I have their names, and so we will be able to challenge each of these individuals that spoke on last night to partner with us. We're not going to do this on our own. We're going to partner with them, and if they're not involved, it's okay. If they don't want to be involved, it's okay. One thing I would caution though, we're not going to take it personal. Don't take it personal when people reject. Don't take it personal when they talk about you and say you got it made, because I hear that all the time. It's not personal. This is a real issue, and this issue can only be addressed if we fight it the right way. And we have the tools, we have the ability, we have the people power right on this team. And when we get done, we're going to give a report to the city, and the city is going to have no choice but to get up off some of that money, and they're going to have to get up off of some of those things that we've been trying to help. We got a lot of vacant homes around here. We can talk to some of the owners. We can talk to some of the people. Maybe we have to pay the utility bill. Maybe we have to get them lined up so that they can pay, or get them with a land contract so that they can get into a housing. You know, I have people that I work with that have gotten homes because we have helped them. And this is what we got to do. Now, if you have an area that you'd like to work with, I want to hear it. And so I'm going to start with each of you. I'm going to give you time to speak. We got a whole hour left, and I need to hear what direction you want to go. So we're going to start with our vice chair, and Commissioner Ramos, will you want to start and let us know what your desire is?
Of course, all three are extremely important and all are connected. I personally find the most interest, partially due to personal experience, of finding housing for the homeless. That's also admittedly the part that I am the most knowledgeable on, though I have a bit of experience with the other two as well.
Okay.
But I think that's the one I would prefer to be working on the most, especially since it connects to the other thing. It's hard to get off of alcohol or any drug when you're homeless.
Well, it's hard no matter what. When you're talking about substance abuse, that's a whole nother animal. And we know that if we can assist in any possible way, we would. I know you have been working with First Federal. They have a new name now, but First Federal has been willing to help assist us. And so we can guide in that direction. So that's the area that you would like to work with, right? Commissioner Raymond? Okay. All right. All right. Next we have Lindsay, our secretary. Lindsay, Commissioner Patton.
I would like to work with Share the Warmth. And also I have a friend that is a therapist. I'm at Mindful Hearts. I'm going to contact her and see if she would like to partner with us.
Okay. Well, we're going to ask a lot of people. You're not limited to one group.
Rowan,
now, you can
okay.
ask. If I ask and you ask, it's all
Okay.
right. The thing that I want you to work with, though, is getting information and bringing
And
it back
throw
to this team.
anybody's name at me. All three of these topics I'm passionate about. So
All right, well, tell me one area first that you
Um,
are most passionate about.
substance abuse.
Okay, substance abuse. Okay.
Yes.
All right, next we have is our Secretary Pro Tem, Commissioner Frank. What area would you like to work with?
Well, Chief had already asked or offered to speak with me about like the population, like specifically within the city limits. So I'd kind of like to gather information there with Chief, and I'd also kind
So
of like,
population on homelessness, population on the needy, the substance abuse, all those three areas. Because the population is something that we need the information about. That was one of the commissioners asked, well, who actually needs the help? How many people is it? And I think it was Will Garcia that gave us some numbers last night, but we don't know how many of those are real numbers, or if it's just somebody say, I don't have a place to live. And are they surfing on couches?
oh, that's
So,
homelessness. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it is
that's
homelessness,
considered homelessness.
but it's
Not
so
knowing where you're
we
sleeping
still in
tonight.
identifying.
Homelessness.
So we need to identify both areas. We need to identify according to age as well. How many of our students that are going to school every day that are homeless? How many of our young adults? We have a teacher, and I just can't remember her name at this moment, that has always worked with the homeless children, young people. So we're going to get in touch. So you're going to do the population with police department, right?
And I'm gonna reach out to Will as well.
Yes, Garcia. Yes,
Yeah.
he had a lot of information, and a lot of it does not apply to us. Like our commissioner got said, we are not the solution. We are the helpers to get to the solution. Okay, so we're not gonna solve every problem, but we're gonna make a good effort to make a dent in this community. All right. Okay, so I got you down for population and working with the police. All right. Okay, next we have Sister Pat
Oh,
Harvat.
Okay, right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Before you, I'm sorry.
okay.
Commissioner Boone, you are the next one. I'm sorry, Boone.
I was
Commissioner Boone,
I was
what
select-
area?
I was like the
I
homeless.
can't hear you.
I would select the homeless population.
The homeless. In what part of homeless? Are you just all of it? Them not having,
Primarily,
them being in the park, that part of it, because that's necessary to find out too. How many people are on our streets? Is that what you're talking about?
primarily the ones that are not house homeless, but actually homeless, living in shelters.
Okay,
and living
okay.
in other areas
Real,
that are not.
okay. All is real, but I'm identifying those that have a place to be during this pandemic, and also those that do not have a place to be during this pandemic. So that would include Share the Warmth.
Yes.
So you and Lindsay need to hook up together with that part, because she's already connecting with that.
Yep. And I was gonna connect also with the men's mission.
Men's
well.
mission.
Yes. I totally forgot the
Okay.
name of the program, but
Okay, so now that's 2 items. So hold off on the 2. I know you've been dealing with them already. And so we're going to also include that in your responsibilities, but I definitely want to identify what part of the homeless you're going to be doing. So you're going to outline me. Everybody give me something in writing, outlining me exactly how you're going to attack it. Okay? How you are going to address it, and come back to me. Go to the mayor, go to the commissioners, ask them questions of how it should be. And then when we outline it and we come back together, we're gonna have a way to get it accomplished, okay?
One thing really quick, Ashley, when you are Commissioner Kavasis Frank, when you are speaking with the police, as it not just the streets or in the park, I know there's actually a large population living in cars right now. I know that from
Yes.
reports that I've been getting from Chief Emmerich, so that should probably be also part of that, just to make note of that, okay?
Thank you for that. Because the population she's gonna deal with is going to be everybody, really, in every area, because she's dealing with those that have cars, those that don't have cars, those that are walking the street, those that are sleeping in every possible way they can, including the parks. And so that's a big responsibility. So I thank you all so much. Okay, next, Sister Pat, I'm sorry. Sister Harvat,
Okay.
Commissioner, thank you.
Yes. Okay, I also was interested in homeless, but with all the number of people that spoke to it, I don't want to overload it. So I would be
We're all
interested.
gonna do homeless. Think about this. You're in a place where you can do something different than them. We're
Right.
not limited to this. We're not limited to one thing. We're gonna all do something, but I want to know at least that we've covered the areas that they've asked us to cover, and we all
Okay.
gonna work together, okay?
Okay, I would do mental health.
Okay, mental health, okay? Okay, so now, since you are still in quarantine until December or maybe longer, getting online, making phone calls,
I can make phone calls. Yeah.
you may be the person we call on to make those contacts that we can't make, you know? And I know you have a lot of business that you do, but that will be your assignment when you're dealing with mental health, because you have to get in touch with the social workers and mental health in Lenawee County. You have to get in touch with everyone that's dealing with, because the schools are dealing with them. So we're going to contact the schools. And how you start is you start with the principals and the superintendent. Okay. So you get permission from them to make contact with their group. Okay.
Okay.
So, and the same thing is true with the colleges, because they have a lot of people. My friend Monique worked with the college for 35 years dealing with mental health. So you have a lot of people in this community that have degrees and working that job or have worked that job. So you could get on and make those phone calls and get some solutions or some ways that we can help. And then we are not going to limit it to just our community, because we have resources. Michigan State University was on last night at the call. So we can also touch base with the agencies that are in their area. They have students that are helpers. I know we've done programs with MSU, U of M, and Siena Heights and Adrian. So Jackson College is another one. They have students that may be able to partner with some of these young people that are on the streets and not take them necessarily into their home, but be a mentor during the day, or take them to dinner, or do something to build them up to keep their, at least keep their spirits up while we're trying to make some solutions. Okay, all right, the next one we have is Commissioner Carter. You are on. Commissioner Carter.
Yes.
Tell us what we've been commissioned to do, and I really appreciate you being on the call tonight. So tell me what area you would like to work.
I would like to do mental health and reaching out to the resources of DHS, even in the sense of Children's Protective Services for some of these families that may be possibly involved with them.
Good job. Okay. DHS also, we have other agencies that are private. Tecumseh has a couple of them for mental health. And it's, I'm trying to think of his name right now. He has his own group that he deals with, and he has a lot of issues. So we can come up with some names even in our county that we can utilize because they see our people from Adrian. Okay, so that's great. So we got 2 in mental health, and that is wonderful. Okay, we have Commissioner Barron. Did he get on yet? If not, we will talk with him and ask him what it is he would be willing to do once he knows what we're going to do. So, Madam Mayor, to say to each other right now, including in what we've talked about thus far.
Sorry, you cut out. Will you say it again?
I said, is there something that you would like us to add to what we've been talking about thus far? The areas that we have touched base with? So far, we have
Well,
all
what I
three.
think we need to do is, you know, is call maybe in all 3 areas, maybe just do it all in one, I don't know. But what I think we need to do is do like a town hall type meeting, like a, so we can hear, just to hear the public. And there might be agencies or advocacy centers or something like that that comes on those calls, but we're going to be reaching out and making those connections. But I think we need to do a town hall type. I know we can't be in person and some people aren't going to have access. And I mean, that's what stinks about all of this. But, and we asked again today and found out that it doesn't look like that 25 limit is getting lifted anytime soon. So, you know, I think we'll have to still do it virtually, but, you know, we can set it up to this city, but do like a virtual town hall. They've done a lot of those through the county. A lot of people come to them. And like when we were at the beginning of pandemic times, they were asking a lot of questions and a lot of people were coming on that. I mean, you can, you know, we can do it, and we just got to make sure that we don't put a limit on it. We might have over 100 people, and sometimes there's limits on some of those Zooms, but I think have that. Like, I don't care. It's up to what we all want to do, but I don't know if, you know, we break it out and we're like, we're gonna, you know, what do you see? What are concerns? Like, come to us and we're only going to speak about housing, or maybe we're only going to speak about this, or maybe we are just going to do it all together. But that way, then we get that concerned citizens group. And, you know, and then maybe we ask at the end of that, if you would like to actually be a part of, okay, thanks, Michelle. So she said we don't have an issue with limits. I couldn't remember if we did. But so, you know, maybe say like, do you want to join alongside, you know, and we have people working right alongside of us that are private citizens, not necessarily with an advocacy center, an agency, or, you know, DHS or Catherine Cobb or whatever it might be, you know, like that, you know, they want to join too. There are people that are that passionate and that dedicated and willing to give their time, and they want to do that.
Right.
So I think we need to do, you know, some kind of a town hall. It's up to what we all want to do, how we do it. But
well, the town hall, I believe, will come. The problem that we have right now is that we're dealing with the pandemic, and we're dealing with election, and we're dealing with some of the things that we're dealing with police. So those are our target areas for the next 2 months, along with us working. So if we're individually working and we're coming back together each month, and we're going to give a report to you all as update as we're getting it. When we do the town hall, we can do the town hall in November or December even. And if we want to work towards that goal that we do a town hall, as we're communicating with the agencies, communicating with the people as we are doing what we need to do, we can come up with a town hall, and we'll have some answers, and we'll have some solutions.
We should, I don't think we should go into the town hall without having done our homework.
Right.
And like already making those connections to agencies to share the warmth to, whatever it may be. I think we definitely need to have that first. I agree. And then have the town hall. That would definitely be a lot too.
Because we're also going into the season of colds and flu. And so because we've got all this happening, working the way we're going to individually work and then come together as our group, we're going to be able to target what we need to target. And people can see that we're accomplishing something. Lindsay, you had your hand up.
So what I'm hearing you say is we have a month to get this, to have an answer for the commission.
Well, actually, they didn't give us a deadline. We're trying to work and get it accomplished. So we're going to keep communication going. They're going to know what we're doing. The mayor is on this commission, and Commissioner Gatz, he's there all the time. So they're going to know what we're doing. And we're going to come together and pass information. As we get information, we're going to pass it on. But when we put that feasibility together and we put a report together, the final draft is going to be after even maybe the town hall, you know. So we don't have a deadline, but we want to start working immediately because the issues are immediate. You know, we don't want people protesting in dead of winter and we got to go out there and see about them because they done lay down on the ground and froze to death. We want to deal with it now.
Yeah.
And some people are already dealing with it, and some came on the commission meeting and spoke their minds. And so they're already ready to work. I got everybody's name that was working. We can listen to and hear what they had to say. And it impacted all of us. Some of them took it personal because they see it personally. We've got to get away from personal. This is all of us. All of us are in this. You know, my character has nothing to do with it unless I'm not doing something, okay? And if you bash me, okay, I'm game for that. It happens to me all the time. But what we got to do is not take it personal. We got to look at this. This is a job responsibility. And if I was actually getting paid, I would get some big bucks, okay? Because I'm going to do my job. And all of us here are going to do what's necessary to make this a better place to be, right? We're not going to discriminate against anybody, but we're going to bring this team together. The police is willing, the sheriff's willing. And I've talked to a judge, he's going to give me an answer. You know, so we got this team going in the right direction, and we work for the city. And we got to say, this is our problem. This is our issue. And we're going to help the commission solve some of the issues. And when we need some money, come to me. Don't wait. Don't wait. If you see the need, you got to put somebody up in a hotel. We got to get approval, but you know, there are people are doing it. And there's some volunteers out here that's got money. This is one of the richest counties in the whole entire state of Michigan. I mean, seriously. And if you look at the richest people in the whole entire United States, they're in Michigan. I want you to know that as well. So we're targeting people and asking them to assist us in helping people get through this pandemic, get through this virus, get through all of these issues that they have. Drug abuse is probably our greatest issue that we're going to have to deal with. Mental illness is next. We don't know who's mental ill. We think they are. They may not be. They just may be on a drug. But then mental illness spearheads a lot of other things. So if we're in and we're game, we're going to get it done. Okay. So other questions, Mayor?
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Commissioner Boone, you're really in the trenches already in a lot of this. Can you like speak to any of this, like any thoughts after last night's meeting, or even like knowing what was commissioned of the HRC? Like, just give me your, I would just like to hear your thoughts, because I know you're already very much in the trenches in this, in a lot of these areas.
Yeah, I think that what we've been tasked to do is, I think that it has to be intentional and strategic, and we have to be really mindful as to how we approach this. And I believe that also dealing with this, and I know that as the HRC that we have some plans going forward of how we would like to approach it, but we've got to find a way to involve the community We've got to hear the voice of the community. We also have to find a way to hear the voice of the homeless, so that we're not just creating what we think is the best avenue to deal with these things, but creating an avenue that they will accept. Because I believe that you can provide a home, you can provide a building, but if you don't provide it in a way that's acceptable to the ones that's going to be receiving the assistance, then you're just chasing your tail. So I believe that that's the better way to approach it. And also to find out why. I've had a few interesting conversations with individuals regarding their homelessness and why they choose not to be at Share the Warmth, why they choose the park, why they choose the woods. And I think that those are some very important conversations to have. So I appreciate the partners that are out there in communities such as Share the Warmth and different other agencies. But I believe that there's a disconnect between service and the people they're trying to serve. And I think that needs to be addressed as well. Why is it that the services that are out there are not connecting to the people who need it most? And I think sometimes we look past that. And I believe that if we were able to make this connection some kind of way, then we would have better results. And we would have better results, not just from a agency's perspective or from city government perspective, but from the people, from the community's perspective. And I think that's a component that's going to be really important. And that's what I continue to find every time that I go out and deal with community, especially when it comes to policies and different things that are put into place that's going to impact community is just connecting the people's voice and the people's ideas and philosophies to the ones that are making the policies. I think has been a very challenging thing, especially in marginalized communities. And I think that we continue to push forward and push right past that and not really stop to really pay attention or find a way to connect so that we can really hear what they're saying and not hear what's the right thing, but what's the truth. And to be able to deal with it from that perspective. And that's kind of what I learned, just being at the street level of it, is what's the truth and how do we approach that and how do we make changes that they will be satisfied with. If we're looking to build a better community for everyone, what does a better community look like for those in community from their perspective? Because we can make better houses, we can clean up the streets, we can move people around, but people may still not be satisfied with the changes that were made. So, and even with our last night's conversation, I believe the city commission was in a very tough position to deal with a law that was already in place, and then how to service an entire community. And how to come up with a result that will satisfy everyone, which satisfying everyone is a very difficult thing to do.
Can't do it.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do. But I did talk with some individuals, because I did receive phone calls after the city commission meeting was over from people from the community. I talked to some people from the resident coalition as well, just to kind of get their thoughts and their feedback back on the meeting that took place. And some of it was disheartening. Some of it was discouraging from some folks. I think that also a lack of education and understanding as to what was on the agenda and what was to be discussed was part of that as well. But everyone's concern is people. I mean, everyone wants to have parks that are clean and taken care of, but we also see that there is another underlying situation that needs to be addressed, and that's the homelessness in the community. And how do we get better parks and provide housing for these individuals? And one of the homeless individuals that I did have the privilege of talking with said that some of the shelters, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, but some of the shelters need to put in an exit strategy, some kind of training and really get the individuals that are staying in their facilities some kind of educational component, and also for the individuals that are staying in the shelters, so that we can. Because I think sometimes what the thing is it may not be that the homeless population is really growing. It's just we have no way to stop or to exit people out of homelessness. There's what is a strategy to exit people out of homelessness? So we've got centers that are becoming overpacked, and not simply because the homeless population is growing that sporadically, but just that we have people that are in homelessness that have remained in homelessness for years, and then we have some new ones that's coming on, and then it's just compounding upon it because there's no exit strategy to get homeless out.
Can that be my area? Because I have a friend that literally that's what she does. She started everything's not for profit, nonprofit, but she literally, it started as a shelter and it has become exactly that. Like that is exactly what they do. They provide clothing for them to like go interview for jobs, and it's getting them back adjusted back into society. Maybe they were in jail and then they were homeless, and like helping them get on that, to be able to apply for those jobs, and helping them with resumes, whatever it might be, helping them get on their feet, helping them adjust back to society if they've been alienated from family or whatever it might be. That is literally what she does. And she has a massive organization now. And I would actually really think she would be very instrumental, even though she's not in Michigan, maybe even to have her come and, I could ask and see if she could come speak to us during like a pre-meeting and present, like we do that at our regular city commission meetings. But even if not, at least I would like to take that on and reach out. And since I have that resource and I have that person, I used to work there at the shelter that she started, and worked hand in hand with her. That's why I know a lot of this. And she's done a lot with children and families that are homeless, and veterans that are homeless. And I mean, any group of people, like she's literally got the whole gamut. But even like bringing children back in, like giving them the exit strategy and the skills needed to not be homeless as they progress on in age, to not have that cycle continue.
Yep. And Mayor Heath, if I can also just add, Miss Snyder's on here with us as well. And I had the pleasure of having a conversation with her dealing with the homeless population and just some other exit strategy programs that she mentioned that she was looking to implement within Lenawee County. And I think that just tag teaming her with you in the program, that'd be a very useful and strong positive asset.
Okay, so right now we have just demonstrated exactly what I said, is that we have people right here on this commission, people that are working with the people that we are trying to assist. So let's move in the direction of helping and getting those contacts, reaching out and touching the lives of whoever we can to get the solutions. Because see, the more we involve the community, the more solutions we will have, the more opportunity we will have to make a difference. And yes, we have agencies outside, but we have some people right here in Lenawee County that actually are working or dealing with it. Now, I've got many years working with the prison system, many years in criminal justice, and I'm still working with people that are getting in and out of jail. We have pastors that are dealing with that. So we can make some contacts. But what I was interested in us doing is dividing the work in the areas that you already have experience or you have knowledge, and you work that area for the group. And you will touch base with a lot of people. You're going to be able to reach out and touch the very people that we're asking for. And then the town hall will be a better town hall, because what we will have brought in is the community. And we will bring in the people that can do some financial help, those that can't help at all, but they're willing to volunteer. They're willing to assist us in accomplishing some of the goals that we have. And this is a never stopping kind of adventure. Once we get it going, doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily be the ones that finish it. These young people that are in this community are just waiting for something to do and someone to help. And that's what we got. We got so many resources here in Lenawee County that have no clue about what they could possibly do. It's our job now to go out and reach out to them. We've got VOTEC. We got technical people that can teach and help young people get opportunity to get jobs. We've got new plants coming in here. They got to be able to support these young people even in college. So we got to talk and we got to work and we got to get it done. Now, all I'm asking is that the area that you have chosen, that you work that area. And so that all of us are not working the same thing. You have expertise, and I'm expecting those expertise to come forward and jump out and just get it done. Now, resources, we all have resources, all of us. Write down your resources. Write down the places that you can contact. Partner with each other. You know, don't limit yourself to just that topic, but partner. But you are responsible, now that you've told me that these are the areas that you're going to work on. So I'm going to be looking to you to get back to me ASAP, okay? Give me ideas, give me suggestions. Don't wait until the next meeting to do that. This is a right now. The kids are going to the streets every chance they can, protesting whatever they can. Let's put them to work. And maybe they want to clean up the parks for free. Maybe they want to do something else. And we figure out a way, maybe we can pay them to do that. Give them a minimum paying job to clean up the parks, you know, to do some of the stuff that they're already doing, you know, or want to do, okay? So we can do it. Don't you think so? I think so. I've had no sleepless nights after knowing this, because I know it can be done. Are you all ready to do it? Are you ready? You already working it, Pastor Boone. You're already working it, all of you, in your own areas. You're working it. So let's get busy, you know. Get your resources. You heard what people had to say. And this is recorded, so you can listen to it again. And know that all of us have something to give. All of us can make this a better place for all of us to live. And it's not an east side or west side. I always say that. It is not black or white. It's about people. And that's the most important thing. Okay? So who did you say was on the line with us, Commissioner Boone?
Miss Snyder. I see her picture there. She's
Ms.
on the
Snyder,
line.
would you like to say something to address us? This is our meeting, and we are welcoming you to say something during our pre-meeting. Tell us who you are and tell us what you do.
Hi, my name is Kara Snyder. I'm Joaquin's mother. I'm a fellow activist. I'm a part of A3 and pretty much just trying to help out wherever I can. Part of my interest in this is that I have personally experienced homeless 4 separate instances. Obviously, I have been through the system here locally repeatedly. I have dealt with DHS and CMA and CPS and Housing Help and many other organizations. Something that I have found, I'm also on disability, so I know about that system, but anyhow, what I think would be a part of the puzzle that you're putting together here about homelessness is a organization that does what is called representative payee. All right. Many of these people who are disabled and homeless, they do not get their Social Security, disability, or insurance benefits. And we don't have a company here that does that. There are companies all over the state who do such things. And I've looked up some stuff about it and such, and I'm very interested in us moving something like this forward. Now, for anyone who is not certain as to exactly what a representative payee is, I'm going to read you a little definition I looked up, make sure that I had the right words. So, a representative payee is a person who acts as the receiver of United States Social Security disability or Social Security insurance for a person who is not fully capable of managing their own benefits. This is set up where the payee, the responsible party, and the beneficiary are both on a bank account. Obviously, there's reports to be done. I do this for someone already. There's reports to be done. There's, paperwork. Got to make sure, you keep everything up to date, current, do the paperwork in a timely manner. It's not really that complicated, and lots of other places are doing it.
Yes. I
If the
agree.
people are making monies, they have access to other benefits, they have access to food stamps, they have access to pay for some form of housing. Actually having some regular cash coming in can make a huge difference.
That's very true. Thank
That's
you
all.
so much for your comments. I appreciate it so
Thank you.
much. Was there something else that anyone else would like to add before we finish up the rest of our meeting?
If I can add this as well, just listening to Kara, Ms. Snyder, as she was speaking, the reason why I wanted to kind of put her out there is I think that there are a few pieces to the homelessness puzzle in order to resolve it. And I think that it's going to take a combination of all of these pieces to really decrease the number of homeless that we have in our community. So having having a program that does an exit strategy, also having a program that deals with homelessness or individuals having payees to deal with their rent and their utilities and things. So it's just going to be all these different components, and I just wanted to add that.
Thank you for that. We do know of people that we assist. Some we don't actually become the payee, but we help them to manage their funds so that they can have a place to stay. Some people have been homeless because they don't know how to manage, or people take advantage of them or take their money from them. And sometimes the payee does that. So yes, we really need to have that portion of it involved. So thank you. That would be something that we're really excited about. Tell me a little bit about the men's mission, because we didn't talk about that. Pastor Boone.
Okay. The men's mission is, I'm trying to think of the actual name of it. It is now located at Neighborhood Church. It used to be on Broad Street. I can't think of the name of it, but it also deals with another population of the homeless. Mayor?
I can't remember the name. I know it too.
No, I cannot think of the name of it.
Well, that's okay about the name. Tell us what they do.
They have a mentorship program that's also associated with their homelessness. So when you go into that, it is Christian based, but when you go into that program, they do mentorship. They also allow you to work, and they think you get 90 days where you're in there, but they have put together somewhat of a structured exit plan, but it's for men only.
Right.
And I've had a couple of men go through that program, and when they came out of the program, they were employed. They were able to get their own place, and it allowed them to stay in there for so long while they were working, so that they could save up enough money to have the first month's rent security deposit. And they also did other kind of counseling in social counseling as well.
It's called Lenawee County Mission. It used to be on Broad Street, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's called Lenawee CountyMission. That's what it is.
And they're last I know that they're operating out of Neighborhood Church is where they're operating out of now.
Right.
I don't know what their program is amidst COVID. I think a lot of programs have changed because of that and their structure. But I thought that it was a very positive structure, and that anybody that went into that shelter knew that it was a temporary thing, but they were going to receive assistance that allowed them to positively exit that program.
Yes. Well, the same is true with the domestic violence program. And also they have a new shelter in Tecumseh for women and children that spearheaded from in Lenawee County. So we have some agencies and groups that we can contact. All of them are working, and some of them have been working for years. And even if they are not able to actually work with us, they can give us information of how to assist, because they go to court, they do a lot. They help people get jobs. They help people to get not only jobs, but clothing. And some of the places are free and others are not. So we're working to try to help the homeless. And our immediate situation right now that we have to think about is considering these people that are being displaced because of the COVID, and also displaced because now we have an enforceable law for no camping in the parks. So that's something that we have to look at and try to help the city to appease some of the problems that's going to come up with that going on. I wish we could delay implementing it. I don't know how long that could be delayed. At least the hours that we close. I wish that we could wait and keep it at the 11 p.m. instead of what is it, dark, sundown to sun up. I wish we could actually have it so that people can be in the parks until later. The night won't be as long for them. That's something that I would like to see happen because it already was on the books, 11 p.m. the parks close. And like the mayor and the commission said last night, that the state parks and other parks in other cities do have closing times. And that's okay, but we just have a pandemic right now and people are scared to go indoors, a lot of them. All right, any other questions and concerns? And
Ashley does. Ashley has one.
yes, Ashley, I didn't see that. Okay.
I want to add to mine because that public health component is really something that was weighing on me specifically, just because this is a completely unprecedented point in time. Like, yes, I understand that it's been on the books since 1972, but we have not had a global pandemic in that time, right?
Well, right,
So
absolutely.
I kind of want to talk with my sister about, like, certain cities have declared like a public health crisis or something like that, have declared that it's an emergency, and that gives them kind of discretion in enforcing certain things.
More leeway. Okay.
So I'm gonna
Flexibility.
add like public health to my little
Yeah.
list.
Okay, I wrote it on here. Okay.
Of
All right.
epidemiologist, and that's
And all of you, think about if there's some other area you would like to assist the person that is working with it, does not have to do it by themselves. And I will be working with all of you. The mayor will be working with all of you. And anytime you need something, please contact us for anything, even if it's making a phone call for you or touch base with you and get back to people that you may have already spoken to, that they hear from the mayor or hear from me. Okay. Now, with that in place, I have a couple of things that we have to do before our next meeting. And that is, we have to put on our agenda, change the agenda for the regular meeting to include this information about the assignment that has been given, and we do vote on working for that, okay? So in order for us to have a vote, we have to put it on the agenda for the regular meeting at 7. So I would like to put it under regular meeting agenda area, which is I have the current HRC issue updates, the upcoming events, October, November, and also C, which is the HRC commission assignment. So we don't have to vote except to change the agenda. Okay.
Yeah, we just have to do that at the beginning of our meeting. Well, after you approve the minutes,
Yes.
where it says approval of the regular meeting agenda, that's where you can amend it to add that. That's fine.
Okay, so I need someone to make sure that they do that when we talk about, is there an amendment to the agenda that you speak on? The HRC commission has been commissioned or assigned to address issues in well, you don't have to say the homelessness, but commission has been assigned to handle issues dealing with the community, okay? Or do we need to say each item?
No, you can do what you just did. That was fine.
Okay, all right.
We just need to
Because
make sure we have time for public comment here too before we go to the next meeting.
Yes, we do. All right. And so just keep that in mind. The other thing is our permission to have a early meeting next month. Do you think we need to have an early meeting next month? 5:30 to 7? We have to vote on that if we do.
You don't have to vote on that. You can just decide if you think there's enough things on it. You don't have to vote on that.
Okay, all right. Well,
I mean, it'll
We
depend on how much is on that agenda. Like,
the updates of information, we're gonna have everybody speaking.
that's
So,
kind of, I'm thinking you're gonna need it, but you
yeah,
can make
so
that
I
decision.
think,
The chair, you
Oh.
can call.
all right, well, I can do that. I don't have any problem with that. Okay, all right, so just prepare yourselves to be at an extra meeting next month in the pre-meeting as well, okay? All right, so now I'm opening up for public comment. If there's any public comments, you have 5 minutes limit to speak. Is there anyone on the call that would like to say something?
Madam Chairman, I would like to speak.
Yes.
My name's Gordon Gauss. I live at 432 State Street in the city of Adrian. And I'm starting the timer on myself, so we'll get out of here before the 5 minutes are up. Because anybody who knows I'm compassionate also knows I'm long-winded. So
Okay.
we'll go for that. A couple of things, and I guess a couple of people brought up the issue. I think from our perspective, I don't think there's any huge rush. I mean, yes, there's a serious issue that we need to deal with, but you don't have to have something for us next month. Yeah, I would rather, and I hope the mayor and the other commissioners agree with me, I'd rather have you take your time, be very methodical about it, bring the stuff together, and then have some cohesive proposal to bring to the commission. And you can't do that in a month or 6 weeks.
No, we can't.
You need to take your time, and that's kind of the most important thing there. Also, and Michelle, you're on, aren't you? Because I want to ask you the question.
Yes.
Okay. There are so many people in the community that have been very passionate about this, and basically have said, many people who have said, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to listen to what anybody had to say, but we now have something that we're going to do, something we're going to act about. I don't know what it would look like, but is there something that could be prepared to put on the city website that could point to and say, I don't know what it says, but it sends a message to the community that we got something going on, and maybe it's under the HRC section. My concern about doing it just there is I don't know how many people drill down in the website and would see it. Maybe it's something on the Facebook page. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing it out there because I think the people in the community need to know that we heard what they had to say and we understand that there's an issue and we're going to do some things to try to address it. That's just, and that's selfishly, the commission needs some positive publicity here. If for lack of a better term, we've got to change the tenor of what people are saying. Most of you know my wife, Joanne, and I'll tell you, she just tells me all the time, you got to get off Facebook. And particularly, you got to get off nosy asses, because you keep reading that stuff, you're going to go right down the drain.
Right.
And I try to follow her advice, but I have to tell you, I was on nosy asses today and reading the things that were being said about us. Now, I knew going into this thing, you better have thick skin if you're going to be a city commissioner. And I also was told that the longer you're on the commission, the more you lose support, because sooner or later you're going to make a decision that one of your supporters isn't going to like, or all your supporters are not going to like. And I'm not in this just to be a commissioner. I'm in this to help the city and help lead the city. I was very disheartened, and this is real very disheartened about reading some of the comments today. And the one that particularly bothered me was someone who suggested that perhaps somebody should burn down the houses of the commissioners.
Ooh.
And I thought that was a little drastic. So I'm thinking that, and somebody right after the comment said, that's a stupid thing to say because, that's not a solution to anybody's problem. But there are people out there at least who are thinking in that way. And that's bothersome. It's personally concerning. And anyway, I just throw that out there because I think the people do need to know we're not just ignoring the problem. We're going to do something about it, or we're going to try to do something about it. That's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you. We have 2 minutes. And in fact, we have 1 minute. So
I know you
I
have
would
more
like to
public
know if
comment.
there's any commissioner comments.
I think you have more public comment because I know somebody else wanted to comment.
Someone else wanted to comment?
Yes, this is Michelle. I just have a quick public comment. It won't take long.
Yes. Okay.
And yes, Commissioner, I can put something out. I'll work with the mayor on that. Maybe something like a joint statement from the commission and the HRC, or what the plan's going to be, something to that effect. I just wanted to mention, when we talked about the homeless issue from a staff perspective, we talked about a few things. One of them you may be aware of is the resource cards that we've put in different locations for people who might need them. The police officers also have them and carry them with them. So if they come across somebody who might need access to that information, and we can add to those if any of you have suggestions for the future. And then I also wanted to mention, when we were talking about this issue, I was kind of looking around for resources for governments, because obviously we're not the only community that has homeless. And
Right.
there was a program called Built for Zero. And I don't know exactly how successful it is. Detroit has had involvement with it, so has Flint, and so has Washtenaw County. So we could reach out to them and see if they've had any success. But I just thought I'd put that out there for you. One of the things that I really liked about it is they do a lot of the same things that you're all talking about right now, which is getting all of these different groups together and working toward the same goal, because there are so many different organizations and individuals that are doing different things to help the homeless. And I think it's really important to get all those people together to
Yes.
work on the problem. And one of the other things they do is they create a database of the homeless in the community so that they can identify what those needs are of each individual person and how to help them, whether it be someone who needs housing help, or someone who needs substance abuse help, or someone who needs mental health services. So I just thought I'd put that out there. Again, it's called Built for Zero. I don't know too much about the program other than I kind of liked a lot of their concepts. So I just thought it was an idea that you might want to take a look at.
Thank you so much. That is great resource information. We appreciate that. Are there any other comments for the public? Not hearing any commissioner comments? Okay. All right, I have a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn pre-meeting.
I second the motion.
And hearing a motion and a second. Are you ready for the question and call through? Roll call. Ashley? Frank? Roll call?
All motion to adjourn, can't we?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Yeah, we can all just say aye.
Do you say aye?
Aye.
Bye.
Okay. Nays? All opposed? Okay. Ayes have it. All right. We have gotten off at 7:02. Yeah, we do need time next time. All right. Well, we're going to move right into our regular meeting. Does anyone need a 5-minute break? We do? Okay, does anybody else need a 5-minute break? Are we good? Okay. Well, we're going to call the regular meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. And we're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I have a flag behind me. And we're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. And we will do the moment of silence first, and then the Pledge of Allegiance. You would stand. All right, the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I see no faces. Did you all black out on me? Okay. All right. So our meeting is called to order, and asking you for the minutes for the roll call, rather.
All right, roll call. Mayor Heath,
Present?
Commissioner Bernard,
Present.
Commissioner Ramos,
Present.
Patton,
We can't
Present.
hear you.
Commissioner Frank, me, Commissioner Boone,
Present.
Commissioner Barron, Commissioner Carter,
Present.
Commissioner Harbat. All right.
All right. Thank you for the roll call. Approval of the minutes for August the 25th, 2020. Did everybody receive the minutes, the pre-meeting and also the regular meeting agenda? Meeting minutes. Did you
Yes.
receive it? All right. So I need a motion to approve the minutes for August 25th, 2020.
A motion.
Would you say your name behind the motion so that we can remember who that person is?
Commissioner Carter.
Do I have a second?
I second that, Commissioner Ramos.
All right, motion to receive the minutes as approved with necessary corrections. We are asking for the roll call. For the vote. Approval of the minutes.
Yep, Mayor Heath,
Yes?
Commissioner Bernard,
Present.
Commissioner Ramos,
I'm sorry, all I heard was an R. Was that me?
yes, Commissioner Ramos.
Hello, Alan.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yeah, I am, but I'm hearing a lot of conversation.
Gordon, you're
yes,
on a
yeah,
mute.
let me.
Put you on mute,
understand.
Commissioner Gatt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Patton,
Yes.
Commissioner Frank, yes, Commissioner Boone,
Yes.
Commissioner Carter,
Yes.
and Commissioner Harbat.
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, the minutes have been approved with necessary corrections. All right, I need a motion to amend the agenda for tonight.
I motion to amend the agenda to include the new task the HRC has been assigned to address.
I second, Commissioner Boone, I second that motion.
Yes, Commissioner Ramos is the one who made the motion.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
All right, we're ready for roll call.
Roll call to amend today's agenda to include our delegation duties.
Yep.
All right. Mayor Heath?
Sorry, yes, I forgot I was on mute, yes.
Commissioner Bernard?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramos?
Yes.
Patton?
You're fading out, Commissioner Frank.
Commissioner Patton?
Yes.
Commissioner Frank, yes. Commissioner Boone?
Yes.
Commissioner Carter?
Yes.
Commissioner Harvat?
Yes.
All right, it has been approved to add the HRC assignment to the agenda. All right, and we are going to put that under the regular meeting agenda. All right, so approval, our regular meeting, we're going to start with the current HRC issue updates. And that is our October and our November responsibilities. And we're going to have me talk about October, and we're going to have Commissioner Frank to talk about November and give us a specific date. And then we will have to vote on having it that date and also approve what we're going to do in October. October is set aside for issues that we are going to be working with the NAACP with the Get Out the Vote, and also to talk to the candidates. And so what we're asking us to do is just be a part of it. They're going to do it on a Zoom meeting, and we're going to be just present. We don't have to do anything else. So that's the only thing that we need to do, and a date has not been set as yet. She is talking to the candidates, and she has not heard back from all of them. So she's waiting on the candidates to get back to her, and she's going to give us a date at that time. There were some that are not willing to participate because they don't, they have their own issues, I'll put it that way. So we will at least have something, she said. So if you're willing to do that and to wait, if it's not convenient time for us to be a part of it, then it's not going to hurt us not to be there, but it will be available when she does get that together. That was the only thing that we set aside for October, and it will not, if it conflicts with our HRC meeting, we will not be a part of that. We have to do our meeting this coming October. Okay. All right, Commissioner Frank, you will go talk about November.
So in November, we have it scheduled for November 19th at 6 p.m. We're going to do a, I think we called it Bridging the Divide. It's a community policing forum with the chief of police for Adrian and 2 officers. And so far I've spoken with the sheriff. I'm not sure on deputy attendance yet, but it'll be an open dialogue involving some community members, activists, youth leaders locally, to just facilitate. So our job is to facilitate the conversation. We want it to be more of a open, candid question answers, just kind of like finding a place to meet together and start to heal. So that's what we're going for. The date's set, so I guess we just need to vote on the date at that time, but I'll keep in contact with Chief and everyone up to date with that. And focus questions. We need to work on focus questions for all parties.
So are there any questions with any of the commissioners have before we have a motion? Any concerns with the date? November the 19th is a Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. All right.
Is this something, I have a question. Is this something that we will be, for the focus questions in, Commissioner Kavasis Frank G, is this something you foresee like that we all just contribute in and that, you know, we figure it all out at maybe, you know, the next meeting in October, like figure out, like, everybody just gives a lot of suggestions. And I mean, I guess, what is your thought on how you're gonna do the focus questions?
I would like to have specific questions by next meeting.
Okay.
So I'm going to stay in contact with my law enforcement contacts. And then I think Commissioner Boone, were you speaking with the youth and community activists locally to see if they were going to participate and have specific questions?
Yes, so actually I have to reach out to Dylan as well, not Dylan, I'm sorry. It's another gentleman that's working with Black Lives Matter.
Right.
I want to get some questions from him, and he was very much interested. So yeah, I am.
Okay, so this isn't something we really have to do. We have
Our target is next meeting. Yes.
Okay, thanks. That was-
Questions, the questions are going to be prepared. And also we're going to give as many of the questions to the sheriff and also the police chief. And those, and maybe possibly get even some of the questions that they might have that we would want some answers for. Okay. Anything else, Commissioner Frank?
Nope, that's all I got there.
I can't hear you.
Nope, that's all I've got there.
Okay, so are we ready for the vote on this? I'm open for a motion for us to accept the October and the November activities for this year. And that is the candidates in October working with the NAACP. In November, we will be having the event with the police department, law enforcement, and the sheriff. Motion. I need a motion.
I motion to approve these events in October and November.
D'Angelo, Commissioner Boone, second that motion.
Right, and we'll do.
All righty. All right, it's been motion given and second. Are you ready for the roll call?
Mayor Heath,
Yes?
Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Ramos,
Yes.
Mayor Commissioner Patton,
Yes.
Commissioner Frank, yes. Commissioner Boone,
Yes.
Commissioner Carter,
Yes.
Commissioner Harvat.
All right, so now that we finalized that, we are going to be diligently getting all that together. Is there any other questions about what our responsibility is going to be in November? Because November, we will be responsible for the Zoom. And we need to ask Michelle if she would be willing to make sure that we have the space for the Zoom meeting, and also anything that we need. Mayor Heath, would you make sure that that comes about? Thank you so much. We appreciate your help so much. All right, so our next conversation would be on current HRC issues, would be the brochure. Have all of you received our brochure for the HRC?
Yes.
Have you viewed it?
Mhm.
Has everybody viewed it? Okay, so what we have already voted to have it, we just wanted to change the color. So if you're looking at the color, Michelle, do you have it so we can look at it on the screen? If we can't get it, we just want you to know we changed it to blue. When it pops up, you'll be able to see what a nice, there it is. Okay. All right. I really like the front view of City Hall picture. I was very excited about that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about it? You want to flip the page? Yes, there we go. So you like it in the blue,
Yes.
everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so
Looks
all
good.
I need is a consensus because we've already voted to have it. All it is a consensus. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, so we passed that and we're done with that. Now we're going to go to print, okay? And so I will get with the mayor and Michelle to make sure that we get that taken care of. So that maybe by the meeting that we have in November, we'll be able to pass them out, okay? We don't want to do it in October. We want to wait till November, okay? And then we'll have some to give to each of you. But you'll have to probably pick it up at City Hall. So, and we'll decide by the October meeting how many each person will be getting, okay? All right, so the next item is public comment. I'm sorry. Our HRC Commission assignment is our next item. So the commission has been asked to put together information and work on with community groups and individuals to find a way to assist the city with people who are having issues concerning homelessness, housing, substance abuse, and mental health. And we are expected to help figure out how this affects the people in our community, how we can address those issues, and some solutions that we can help the community get so that we can help the people that are faced with these kinds of issues. We're going to be doing as much as we can for the next few months to try to find out what is feasible for us to do, the options that we may have, talking not only to law enforcement and others, Black Lives Matter, other agencies and groups that are dealing with issues in this community, dealing with those areas. We're asking each of us to work, and we have decided that we're going to be working diligently for as long as it takes to make things better for our community. Our approach is to partner with the groups and agencies in our community and also help each other to achieve the goals that we are working towards. And that is working to make sure that people have a better housing for the homeless or an opportunity to help them help themselves to make things better for their housing issues, and also for substance abuse and drug abuse and mental health. So with that in mind, are there any other conversations that we'd like to have concerning this assignment?
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
I'm not hearing you. Someone.
No! Okay, can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
Did you want me to run down just our tasks real quick? That way, because we have a lot of community members on our call.
Yeah.
That way they know who to reach out to, because we kind of delegated tasks, and then that way we can kind of be like, hey, I'm working on this, and then they know who to contact if they have an idea.
Okay. Before you do that, I wanted to ask, are you willing for people to have your information, your email address or your phone number or some way to contact you?
Oh, yeah.
Because the phone numbers will not be on the brochures. So if you're willing for us to do that.
Are emails on the brochures, like any contact information?
No, we're not going to put emails or phone numbers. We decided we were going to put one phone number. That would be City Hall is definitely going to be there. And you can have my phone number on there. But if you all want to put your phone number on, we can make it happen. Only thing is, if we move off of the board, the commission, then the brochures will be, people will be calling you and you won't be a commissioner, you know. So That's why we were thinking, should we actually do that, or should we just let them call City Hall, and City Hall would be the one to contact us and let us know, or we give out our phone numbers. We can do that by saying it at our commission meeting.
I was gonna ask, I don't know, and maybe we can ask her this. I know Michelle Dewey's on the call. I know when we were talking about the complaint form that we were all going to get that sent to us if they did submit that to City Hall. Could we
Right.
use the same process, Michelle, that if anybody reached out either via email or via calling City Hall, that where that could be relayed also to all of the HRC? I don't know if that's a possibility. I'm just asking.
We could set up a generic, like a contact us form, and we could, I mean, you really could set one up for each commission member that
Okay.
would send that form to your email address. But then they wouldn't have your actual email address. I don't know how that would work though, as far as responding back to them.
Well, I think that was not the same direction that Commissioner Franks was talking about. She's saying that she's going to explain each and every assignment that we gave out in the pre-meeting. And then that person is the person that the people will be contacting. So if we're going to do that, we have to give it out at this meeting, or we have to make it available some kind of way for people to get to them. And so if we want to make them available through Michelle Dewey, then we have to say that.
There's also a generic, the email address you were using previously on the contact form was the cityhall@adrianmi.gov, which
Okay.
I'm the only one that monitors that account. So we
Okay,
could use
and then
that.
And the
And
phone number we can put on would come to you as well?
We currently have the mayor's phone number on the brochure, and I think the mayor's email address, but we can,
Okay, so we can do that.
whatever you guys
and
want to
we
do.
can add- you
Which
can-
is
you can
fine
just-
because I send everything on to all of you anyway, so that's not a problem.
Okay, and
And
you
the
can
phone,
add mine.
the phone messages come even to my email. So even if
Okay.
I wasn't at the office that day for some reason, maybe
Okay.
whatever, they all come to my email anyways. I get all the phone
Okay,
messages.
all right, well, we'll leave it like that, Commissioner Frank, that the information will be sent to City Hall. So that if they're calling or if they're emailing, they can do both. So we can just let people know. Now, people that know you, and you're right there, you can give them your phone number and your information if you want to. But I don't want to just put it out there and everybody not happy about it. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to have our Secretary Pro Tem to read the assignments that have been set up and the areas that people have chosen to work with.
Is my mic working
Okay.
now?
Yes,
Is it working?
ma'am.
All right, great. Okay, so Commissioner Ramos said that he was going to work with finding housing. And you said something about First Federal, like working with, was it sponsorship or something along those lines? Commissioner Patton said that she was going to work with Share the Warmth and reach out to Mindful Hearts about partnership and focus on substance abuse. I am going to continue to work with Chief Emmerich. I'm going to reach out to Will Garcia and work on public health specifics. Commissioner Boone, who's going to continue to work with the homeless population, Share the Warmth, the Men's Mission. Mayor,
Population.
Yep. Mayor, you said you were going to talk with your acquaintance that has the exit strategy and her nonprofit. In the Concerned Citizens group, I think that was kind of like everybody was going to work on that one. Commissioner Carter was going to focus on mental health, DHS, kind of those governmental organizations specifically. Let's see, and we needed to touch base with Commissioner Barron. Did I say Commissioner Harvett yet? No.
No,
Mental health?
and we didn't hear Commissioner Boone or Commissioner Harvett. We didn't hear it. You might have said it, but your voice went out.
Oh, I heard Boone. I heard it, Commissioner Boone, but.
So just to reiterate, Commissioner Boone's gonna keep doing the amazing things that he's been doing and expand a little bit. And then Commissioner Harvett, you volunteered to work with social workers, mental health, maybe in the schools. I did have a suggestion about they usually have a displaced family like liaison, either in each building or through the whole school district. I'm not sure which one that is, but I forgot to say that earlier.
Thank
So
you.
those are the things that we kind of signed up for individually. So if anyone listening has like specific suggestions that you think that we need to be aware of, so we can make the city commission aware of, or we can gather resources and come up with plans, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. And also the mayor talked to us about having a town hall meeting sometime in the future, as much as we possibly can do. And also we had one of our public comments talking about Ms. Snyder, talking about her experience in having payees, a representative for payees for benefits that people may have. Maybe we need to have some kind of agency locally that assists people with that kind of homelessness. So I would like to have that included in our minutes so that we know that that's something that we will be working on as well. Okay. All right. At this time, we would have open a motion to receive the assignment that the commission has given us, and we approve it as a group. So I need a motion.
I motion, Commissioner Carter, I motion it.
Commissioner Carter, I recognize you, and I wanted to hear what you said.
I said I motion.
Okay, the motion is to accept the assignment that has been given to us by the city commission to address the issues.
I second.
I'll second.
Commissioner Boone, I second the motion.
All right, Commissioner Boone, second the motion. All right, ready for the roll call.
Yes.
Commissioner Bernard,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramos,
Yes.
Commissioner Patton,
Yes.
Commissioner Frank, yes. Commissioner Boone,
Yes.
Commissioner Carter,
Yes.
Yes.
All right, it's been approved that we will move forward on our assignment that's been given to us by the city commission and the mayor. And so whatever assignments that we have, we're going to start working on immediately. Some of us are already working in those areas. And so please get back to me and the mayor as soon as you have something that we need to assist you with, okay? If you need help in any area, and she and I will come up with some of the areas that we will be getting supported community people. I will be working on groups that we are needing to work with as well, and also possibly coming up with solutions for the town hall meeting, okay? So by the next meeting, we should have some feedback enough to discuss it at our pre-meeting, which we're going to start at 5:30 next meeting, the next month in November. I mean, October 27th. okay? Which is our next board meeting. All right, so now I'm open for public comment. And your comments have to be 5 minutes or less. So do I have anyone on the call that would like to make any comments about our meeting today?
I'm Kelvin Hicks. I just wanted to let everyone know really quick that if there is any way at all that the Daily Bread could help out with anything and you guys do need assistance with anything, you're more than welcome to give us a call.
Okay, can you give us your phone number at the center?
Yep, actually, I'll just give you my personal cell. It is 517-438-4851.
4851. And
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
with
The Daily
what-
Bread one.
Daily Bread. Okay,
Thank you, Calvin.
thank you. Someone
Thank you,
else?
guys.
Do I hear someone else having comments?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh.
State your name.
Yes, my name's Socorro Sevilla, Hilltop Counseling on West Maumee. I again just wanted to add in, just also mention of connecting with community mental health providers, as CMH does see a good portion of our individuals' mental health issues, but there's also a lot of community mental health providers who are consistently providing services for those who can't be seen by CMH.
Okay, you want to give us your number and partner with us as well?
Yep, my phone number is 517
Mm-hmm.
920
Mm-hmm.
4080.
4080. Thank you so much. We do know there are other agencies that are working in that area, and we're just so happy to have you be a part of that. Appreciate it.
Thank
So
you.
do we have someone else on the call for public comment?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, my name's Katie Morgan. When I was on the Human Relations Commission a couple years ago, 2018-ish, there was some town hall meetings organized by Community Mental Health regarding ProMedica and the mental health services that were not coming with the new building. Karen Rawlings today released an additional town hall meeting, and it's kind of been progressing. So I will email that to Mayor Heath for you guys to have that information and Karen's contact information. So I looked at who the email was sent to, and I don't see anyone on the current HRC as part of that. So I think that would be good for you guys to be part of those town hall meetings and discussions.
Well, we really appreciate and thank you so much for being a
Yes,
part
ma'am.
of it. This
No
meeting
problem.
tonight, 'cause we
Thank you for-
definitely we need your input, and we need to hear from Karen Rollins. Definitely. So when are they holding the meetings?
It looks like October 13th at 4 o'clock. It'll
Okay.
be Zoom.
4 p.m. Okay. So we look forward to getting that information. Thank you so much. And will you
Yes, ma'am.
be willing to stay focused and keep helping us? We appreciate
ma'am.
it. Keep sending us some resources and come along all the way, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Do I have someone else on the line that wants public comment?
Madam Chairwoman, sorry. I just wanted to say that I'm very encouraged by the enthusiasm with which the members of the commission have come forward with tonight. And quite frankly, I'm very encouraged by the public comment and the people who are helping us with suggestions of ways to move forward and resources that we should be tapping. So again, thanks to those folks, and thanks to all the commissioners here on this commission.
Thank you for your comments. Do I have someone else with public comments?
Hello, I'm Rudy.
Hello.
I'm Rudy Flores, and
All right, Rudy.
I just wanted to say that thank you for the Human Relations Commission for doing the due diligence and making sure that that folks in our community are being number one, advocated for, and number two, looked in like every avenue for how we can help, the marginalized folks in our community. I know I was on yesterday's commission meeting, and, I know it was a tough one. And I know that, at you as the Human Relations Commission, things can get tough as well. But I just want to say that I really appreciate and respect, all of you who are serving on the Human Relations Commission, in all the work that you're willing to do to advocate for, the marginalized folks in our community. I had the opportunity today to spend some time with D'Angelo Boone, and and he was, inspiring, as we all know, and also, somebody who is willing to, to step up and take action on behalf of folks that have issues that, a lot of us, quite frankly, don't identify with, and
Right.
so I see the greatness in this community, or this Human Relations Commission, and being able to step up and advocate for, for the folks of the city of Adrian. And I just want to say, and I'm not too young or too old to say this, but I'm proud of y'all.
Oh,
I just want y'all to know that. And I kind of have my hands in all over the place. So anything that I can do to help or to advocate or to assist, and from a conversation to a meeting or whatever, I just want you to know that that I'm here to help and serve in whatever way that I can. And also, one other thing, shout out to Gordon Gauss and the Mayor Heath, for gathering together last week to raise a flag for Hispanic Heritage Month. That really means a lot. I was speaking with D'Angelo today, and how just blown away I am in the community support that we've received as a Southeastern Michigan Migrant Resource Council in advocating for the migrant and seasonal farm workers, who do the hard work in our community, and I appreciate everybody's support, and I just continue to ask and to challenge folks just to look at the big picture of our city, and to step up, and take action and be intentional about it, to make sure that we let our city know that we're going to do the best that we can to make sure that everybody has an equitable opportunity for self-sufficiency, for success, and to address all the issues that we may have in this city. And thanks again.
Well, we would like your phone number, if that's okay. We can contact you. Rudy?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, feel free to contact me at 517-442-7465.
Say it again slower.
So 517-442-7465.
65. Okay. We definitely will be contacting you. We really appreciate the work that you have done down through the years and the voice that you have in this community. And we definitely need you to reach out to Hispanic group so that we can make sure that we have them on board as well, because we are this community. We are this community. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any other public comment? Okay. If I'm not hearing any more public comments, commissioner comments. Commissioners?
I would just like to, I was actually going to bring up Hispanic Heritage Month, and then Rudy just discussed it, but I just wanted to encourage everyone, if you get a chance, come into City Hall. We do have the Mexican flag, the Puerto Rican flag, and the American flag all outside my office, set up out there honoring Hispanic Heritage Month, which we did a ceremony with a proclamation, and it had a really nice attendance. With COVID, I wasn't sure if we would get a good attendance, and it was perfect, but we still were within our 25. So we did a good job with that. But we just had a really great time of discussion afterwards, and getting to know one another. And it was a really great event. But Hispanic Heritage Month, just to remind everyone, runs from September 15th through October 15th. And, you know, anybody that is from here knows that our Hispanics are a very integral part of our community, and including the migrant workers as well. So we did recognize them as well last week with our flag raising ceremony. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. Also, I wanted to bring up, I know when we just brought up about, you know, putting something out there about this is what we're doing, here's the HRC, we're here for you, something along that line. Just throwing it out there. I thought about this. It's probably because I have to do a lot of this all the time, but I was thinking, you know, what if we did something, and, you know, the commissioners can agree or not agree. I just thought it might be kind of neat if, like, everybody did a video on their phone and sent it in, and we put it all together, where they just say, like, you know, I'm Commissioner D'Angelo Boone, and you know, this, I'm on the Human Relations Commission, I'm also this or this. Like, we kind of introduce ourselves, and we have like a header to it that says, you know, like, this is your Human Relations Commission, reach out to us at, and, you know, and we have the information even at the end, and just did a video. This isn't something that, you know, we would have to like go and get professionally done. Like, we can actually, I did a census video like this, and it looked so amazing and was so easy to do. Everybody just, you know, had a little thing to say, and they got all put together, and we can put that music behind it, and, you know, we can put that, and I can do that, by the way. I do this for my job. I do a lot of videos, so I can do that editing. You know, I would volunteer to do that if everybody was okay with that. And then, you know, Michelle can distribute it for the city, and put it on the Facebook page, and put it on the website, and, you know, you can all share it, and we can get that out there so people know who's on the Human Relations Commission. Now they have a face and a name, and they know how to reach us, because, you know, if Commissioner Boone says this is where I'm at, then people are going to know how to find him, you know, or, you know, and they can always contact the city. Yes, we've said that, but, you know, it's just, it puts that personal touch to it and makes us more accessible to the public. That's just my thought. I'm done, sorry.
Okay, any other public comments, or commissioner comments rather?
Commissioner Boone and Mayor Heath, I love that idea. I think that would really connect with a lot of people in the community as well. Being able to have that personal touch and put a face with a name as well. So also, I just wanted to talk, just bring this up for Daily Bread in Hilltop. Well, I know Socorro is with Hilltop, and Calvin at Daily Bread, that I will be reaching out to you guys. I know that you guys serve a certain demographic of the homeless population. So, and I believe that just reaching out to you will be a very important resource to find out, or because I know you have tabs on the ears of what's going on in the homeless community. So just know that I'm coming in your direction, just to pick your brain on some things.
Other commissioners?
I would like to personally thank Calvin and Socorro for being here, and to warn them both that I am going to have questions for them also, and I will be in contact.
I think we all need to be in contact with them, don't we? All right. Okay, other commissioner.
Yes, this is Commissioner Harvat. I just would like to say thank you to all of the commissioners, and the positivity and hopefulness that each of us shares with one another. And that's what we need in building community within the city. And I think we certainly can model that for people. And also to say that you can certainly count on the Dominican Sisters as resources for whatever. You know, we're here for the community. Thank you.
Yes, we are here for the community. Other commissioners? Am I not hearing any others? All right, we'd just like to say thank you to all of you for participating this evening, spending your time, your volunteer time with us, all of you. All of the community people that are on board, we appreciate your voice and also your being a part of our commission meeting tonight. We'd like to thank the mayor and our city commissioner, Gatz, if he would just continue doing what he does, and that's encouraging us to move forward. And the mayor, you always are there for us. We appreciate it so much, and we are going to be reaching out to you even more. We want to make a dent in whatever it is that we can make a dent in, and then we need to build it back up. So we're the building blocks, and we're ready to work. And I'm so thankful to all of you. So at this time, I will take a motion to adjourn. Oh, by the way, the next meeting is October 27th at 2020 at 5:30 for the pre-meeting and 7 o'clock for the regular HRC meeting. Commissioner Ramos?
Yes, I make the motion to adjourn.
My second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so moved. Thank you all. Have a good night, and thank you, Michelle, for being so kind to us all the time. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mayor, thank you. Commissioners,
Thank you.
be safe.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
All right.